Hello everyone, welcome back. It's been a full brew break since the last video and I absolutely needed it. So here we have the old turbo off my Mk5 Golf GTI, genuine KO3, bit pagad. Here we have the new turbo that's going on. This is a KO4 turbo from an Audi S3. It's got a brand new core in it, and it's also got a machined out KO3 compressor housing on it. So that basically means it will run like a KO3, but with a bit more volume, just like a KO4. You generally can't get exact KO4 performance from it, but to be honest, if you can get anywhere closer to good things. So to be honest, I'm going to fit this turbo and I'm going to aim hopefully to get 350 brake. If I don't get it, I'm not really bothered in all honesty, because this is a punt. Let's face it, someone in my position, I could easily, you know, like get a turbo, show you how I fit it, try and sell it to you. I'm not bothered about that. I bought this turbo ages ago. I took a punt on it and I'm just taking a chance, to be honest. It is what it is. This is a cheap turbo that's going on a cheap car. So hopefully it'll just end up with lots of cheap fun, if that's possible, on a taper side. But anyway, the first job is going to be, I need to get everything off this turbo onto this. So stuff like the N75, all the pipe work, the oil and water lines, transfer it all onto that turbo, and then this turbo can go straight in the car. So let's get on with it. Transferred everything onto the new turbo now, so everything's got new seal and washers and all the rest of it. I also just double checked all of the compressor housing bolts and clamps and all the rest of it, because I didn't build this turbo, so just want to make sure it's not going to fall apart. Last little thing to do is just to check the actuator. So we'll get the Mk5 out and we'll see exactly how it is. Hopefully this will be alright, and that means that, you know, if it's anything up to say 10 psi, then I'll be able to work with it on the dyno. If it's a little bit too stiff, it'll be crap. If it leaks, well, it'll be crap. So let's see what it's like. Bollocks. So the actuator's buggered on the turbo. Honestly, they do suffer, to be honest. I'm not surprised. That isn't a new actuator. All that would happen there is that it's not holding pressure. So when there's boost pressure being applied to the actuator, it wouldn't open and there'd be like horrific boost spikes. So I can't use this actuator. Shit happens. I'm gonna have to do something I didn't want to do, so sorry Colin, but I'm gonna raid your shelf. That one. Now, here's a little tip for anyone that's fitting a forge actuator. I've done these quite a few times, and you'll notice that if you use the bracket and you line up the bolt holes perfectly, you'll see the actuator rod actually comes out a little pissed. Trying to get the camera in, it's a bit of a mare. Now if you bolt that up and use it, what you'll find is that when the actuator comes to open the wastegate, it gets a little sticky and you have like really shit boost control. So the ideal way to do it is to mount it like that, but that means one of the bolt holes doesn't line up. So to get these actuators running sweet, you've got to actually drill or remount that bolt hole so that you can get the right angle on the actuator. And honestly, the boost control is perfect after that. So let's get that modified. And there we go, it just moved over a little bit. But now the rod runs nice and true. You can see that because it slides nice and freely. Now obviously this all depends on how your cold side's clocked to your hot side as well. So if that's like a couple of mil out, then you're gonna have to play with that as well. But even when they're perfect, I've always found that you've just got to fettle that slightly just to get the rod running nice and true. So now we'll test that. Cracks just before 10 psi. And then pushes out nice and straight. Sweet. Cracks just at 10 psi. The wastegate cracks at 10 psi, the arm's going nice and true, so I just need to hook up the N75 and then I can get it straight on the car. Woo! Right, let's get this hybrid KO3, KO4 turbo fitted. Times like this, you really do have to ask yourself, how interesting is it to watch someone fit a turbo? I'd watch it. Comments below, please. Pretty much friggin' done. Look at that, all the lines bolted up nicely. Everything looks cool. I need to put the wiring down to the N75 and what have you. And I'm going to fit a Rev G diverter valve as well. And then last but not least, out of this little adventure, I'm going to put the downpipe on just where it's nice and clear and open and I've got good access to it before I put all the subframe back. So, Cobra Sport downpipe. So that's the turbo on. I've done all the heat shielding, plumbed it up, wiring's down there. I didn't video some of that because I was quite mindful of the fact that, I mean, how interesting is that? You know what I mean? Don't know. Anyway, but the turbo's all done. I'm really happy that's sort of put together. Now I'm going to concentrate on the front end on the next video. So inlet manifold, carbon clean, blah, 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 blah. We'll see how interesting that tips up. Turbo fitted, on to the next one. See you then.